all my singers, all my musicians, especially rhythm section musicians. Y'all playing too much. It's too much. I'm exhausted. When I go on IG, I'm exhausted. Just watching y'all. Too much. Everybody's playing too much. They're too choppy. Singers is running too much. Y'all don't even got no original sound. You're just singing, just running. Everybody's running. Everybody's chopping. Listen, everybody has chops. Let's just put that out there. Everybody's fast. What else do you have? What else you got? 'Cause everybody's fast. Who cares after this? At this point, no one gets hired because they're the fastest. You know what I mean? Like, what else you got? You need to have more diversity in your plan. You need to make people feel good. I want to watch something like, yo, that feels great. You know what I mean? Oh, she sings. Oh, that singing great. You're a great singer when you can sing some shit and not have to run and make somebody feel something. That's when you're a great singer. You know, all this choppiness and stuff, it's like a martial art. Have it in the holster. So when you need it, you use it. But it's not for everything. You gotta have more choices. The best, that's what separates the greatest from the not. You know what I mean? It's like choices. Choices is everything, y'all. Please.
That's a thing. That's a fair take, and that's a fire take from the goat Glasper. I appreciate this information, and I think it's really, really true that a lot of us get into that standpoint of, especially as gospel and as church musicians, like we don't know how to simplify things. I remember talking with man, multi-platinum producer. I'm not gonna give his name again. It's one of my friends, But I was talking with him. We was in a session, and he was talking about like, man, he's like, when I moved to this city or what have you, and I had to do this thing or whatever, he said I missed out on a lot of like really important sessions and gigs, because coming from the church world, he said all I knew was like how to like chop and how to like just do all of the runs and the chords and all of those things like that. And he said I was in a session with a producer, and that was at that, because this time he was still getting his feet wet. This is a multi-platinum producer at this time. And he said, the guy said, yo, bro, I know you from the church, and I know you do this and you do that, but you're gonna have to dumb that down. You're gonna have to like simplify your chords, you're gonna have to simplify your vibe, and you're gonna have to lock into this situation. And you know what I'm saying? He said as soon as he did that and he got that in his head of being able to switch up, that's when he started getting calls. That's when he started going into session after session and getting booked. You know what I mean? And then he learned the value of, placement of things, working with different genres. And as gospel musicians, as church musicians and stuff, we are afforded, the gift that we have to be able to, you know, dissect and enhance music at very high levels. I talk about this all the time. You guys, all of us, church musicians, were superheroes. We're like the Avengers. If you go to any gig, any major tour, you got gospel cats on these tours. You know what I'm saying? Killing it. But you have to learn how to do it, because again, as Glasper said, what else do you have to offer? Like, there's a saying, pocket plate pays the bills, right? Like, I don't think anybody's looking for like, you know, they're not expecting for you to be da 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 as a drummer, or da 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 the chords and all of that stuff as a thing, because like he said, we're in a season where everybody's killing. Like everybody's killing. You open up IG, you open up TikTok, YouTube, and it's like he's killing, she's killing, he's killing. It's just run after run, chord after chord, thing after thing. But you have to figure out what stands out. And the value in what he's saying is, what stands out is feeling, like understanding the mood, understanding the audience, understanding the flow of, and locking in and serving the music, the song, the whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like the chops are good, the chords are good, but in this thing that you're trying to do or you're trying to showcase, is that the proper feeling? Is that, what does the audience leave with? What does the people that are watching? Because most of you guys, if you can get 100 people to watch your reel, 100 people to watch your TikTok video, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, you look at that view, 30,000 people, what did they walk away with? If all you got was fire emojis on that post, congratulations. As Jesus said, verily I say unto you, you have your reward. You know, that's all you walk away with, but nobody called you for a gig. Nobody called you to produce. Nobody called you to play. Nobody DM'd you. They just commented a fire and kept moving because they've dropped 18 fire emojis in the last 3 hours because everybody's fire. You have to figure out what makes you unique, what makes you stand out amongst the crowd, what makes you cut through the noise. And what people are looking for now is vibe, is feeling. Like, what do you leave me with? Like, there's this reel that went for, I'll put a link down to it in the description, where this girl, she did a flip of a Anita Baker joint with the Roots. The whole reel is like maybe 10 seconds long. But when I first heard it, I sat there and listened to it for like 10 minutes because, and I couldn't get it out of my head afterwards, because not because what she was doing was so cold, it was just the feeling that you're left with. All right. So that's kind of my take on that. I think this is valid, and maybe this is something that we can extrapolate from Dr. Glasper, in that, simplify it, work on the feeling, keep the chops in your back pocket, figure out how to cut through the noise. You know what I mean? It's kind of my take. Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy John Mike. If you've been rocking with my content and you want to go beyond what YouTube allows, what social media allows, that's exactly why I created my Patreon. Over there, I break down the real side of music tech, business, how this industry actually works, the creative side. I'm talking exclusive podcasts with your favorite creators. And there's 3 ways that you can join. There's a support tier that starts at just $5 a month. That's for people who just want to support my work and get early access to the content that I create. The Creator Plus tier goes deeper into the tools, the workflows, the plugins, everything that I use to create and scale out my content. And then there's the Business Plus tier. This is where we talk strategy, monetization, ownership, all of the things that I do to make money, how I scaled a 7-figure company, how you can do it too, asking questions, all of the crazy things that you want to know about how to build a sustainable, real career in music. So if you're really ready to take this to the next level and grow your creative business this year, then please join me over there at Patreon. The link is down below. I'll talk to you guys over there. Let's get it.